Well, it's game number 3 in 7 days for Alex Smith's squad, and with that, there's 3 changes to the starting 11. Josie Studer, Kira Myers and Ashlyn Miller are all into the starting side, with Kaya Stevenson, Ava Piazza and Sharn Freier finding their place on the bench. Some tired bodies being managed after their last game just 72 hours ago. Well, one player who has played a lot and started all games so far is 23-year-old Leah Varley. She's impressed in recent weeks, and she'll have a big job on her hands tonight, managing the likes of Matilda, Michelle Heyman. Well, just the one change to the starting side for Canberra United. Tegan Bertolicio missing today, having picked up a red card last weekend. So Sophia Christopherson comes into the starting 11, which shuffles Josie Olasino into the midfield, while Christopherson moves up top alongside Michelle Heyman. Ava Breedis returns to the matchday squad in what is otherwise an unchanged travelling team. Well, it's the first start of the campaign for 21-year-old Sophia Christopherson. 7 appearances so far, all off the bench in season number 4 for the pacey striker. No doubt she'll be looking to get in behind and challenge this Brisbane defence. Well, Alex Smith really reflected on the togetherness that his team has shown in a really busy, congested schedule. Enjoying the crowd he's seen pile in at Spencer Park and hoping for another good turnout tonight. Referee Rebecca Durkow, the most experienced centre ref currently in the women's competition. And at the other end of things, Canberra coach Anthony Jagarenic, well, he said that last week's game against the Phoenix is a loss that won't define their season. He said that it moulds the group even more. A really important response this evening from Canberra United. Last few words of instruction. Likewise at the other end, Momo Hayashi had a little knock, was going into cramp on the game at Tuesday night. Good to see she's available and donning again the captain's armband tonight for the Raw. And they too impart some last words of wisdom before getting things underway. Big night tonight for both goalkeepers, Sally James and her counterpart, Chloe Lincoln. Of course, Lincoln, who also played with Canberra United, but tonight Sally James with a big job on her hands. There's Chloe Lincoln. Just 3 days ago, this Brisbane team played. And a valiant effort to pinch a point from Melbourne City. All smiles, Michelle Heyman. But it will be Brisbane with the kickoff. And a line of Brisbane players all in their starting blocks as we get things underway at Spencer Park for this round 14 clash. As the ball skips across the surface, as mentioned, a very tight turnaround for this Brisbane Raw team. They played on Tuesday night against Melbourne City some 72 hours ago. So we see 3 changes in this Brisbane team. Some fresh legs, which has led to some pretty good star power on the bench. As for Canberra, well, they fell short to the Phoenix in the dying moments of the game. But they'll be looking for a response this evening, and Sophia Christopherson will be full of running and full of energy to try and make her impact felt. Here's Gordon, ball almost scraps through to Heyman. Balmy evening up in Brisbane tonight, just sitting under 25 degrees. And interesting to see how both teams look to manage this fixture. 3 points for Canberra propels them back to the top of the table. The game against Wellington was the first time all year Canberra have been kept goalless. Every other result, win, draw or loss, they managed to find the back of the net in some shape or form. So the game against Phoenix, well and truly an outlier, because that's well defended. Out the back by Brisbane, Josie Olasino doesn't quite have the legs to find through. Nice little turn by the Dutch Bente Jansen, who has been excellent for Brisbane this season, as has Taylor Young. Here she is again on the ball, Bente Jansen, the 26-year-old, as that ball skips its way through to Sally James, and she's going to move it quickly. Ashlyn Miller, the goal scorer from last week, was just bearing down on the space. Here's Heyman. This is going to be an interesting battle tonight between Michelle Heyman, the likes of Leah Varley on the ball now. Brisbane Roar have really found their feet with the three at the back. Tonight it looks like, again, Varley holding down the centre of defence, and the number 8 here just chasing is Josie Studer, just her 4th start of the campaign, the 24-year-old American. So Canberra happy just to hold back their shape and wait for the first or second pass to shift forward from Brisbane. It's been a pretty happy hunting ground for Canberra as they travel to Brisbane in recent history. Back to that point in a moment, because the Roar on a charge. Here's Jansen. As Wardlow to beat, cuts inside, blocked. Now Hayashi. Woods, square back to Jansen, and that's a nice ball. Well, that looked dangerous. Good shape about the delivery. You have to say, for Canberra's defence, just a little standoffish. Canberra have won the last 5 times they've come up to Brisbane. Brisbane might have a little bit to say about that. Deflection and the header away from Anton was very necessary. Here's Grove. Down the line is Sasha Grove, releases Heyman, but a little long in the pass. Now Varley. Space in the middle for Wood. She can face forward.
Forward run!
Here the shouts from the sideline. The Brisbane bench want their team to play it forward. Daisy Brown. Jansen tried to find the pass around the corner. And Daisy Brown, young player who has really found her space in this starting 11. That's a nice shift of weight from Amy Medwin, really cleverly done. Has Taylor Young bearing down, but the ball is asking a bit of Canberra's defence. Well, this is going to be a very fun battle tonight. Hayley Taylor Young up against Amy Medwin. 2 powerful, powerful runners. Very pacey players, and watch that clever shift of weight just to afford herself a bit of space. Of course, Amy Medwin coming back to Brisbane from Western United after recovering from an ACL injury. Well, she's been good for Brisbane so far, Medwin. But at the moment, Canberra are just struggling to clear their own defensive half. Here's Hayashi down the line, slips it through to Brown. Bundled away by Anton. Little conversation happening about whether it's a corner or a goal kick. Looks to be Brisbane Roar corner, first of the evening. Hasn't been their most productive path to goal for Brisbane from the corners, but maybe they can change that. The in-swinger off the left boot was high and long, and a little too long in the end. Seidel. The American, 24-year-old, doesn't quite have the dial in just yet. Here comes the press from Brisbane. Nice ball to find Bethany Gordon. Now Rovers. Wide to Malone. That's well worked by Canberra, but again that pass to Heyman is just a little too long. Hayashi. That's well worked by Brisbane. Fairly transitional start to this one. Here comes Brisbane again, charging forward. That's well stopped by Emma Rovers. That pass left a little too short for Sasha Grove, though. Here's Woods. Inside Jansen, who comes to collect over the top to find Miller her strike. Doesn't quite have the power. That's well worked by Brisbane. Nice play. Passing accuracy leaves a little bit to be desired for the visiting team. Canberra United just shy of 55%. Again, the in-swinger, the corner from Brisbane. That's a better ball and difficult one as well. Just a little touch, it did look like off the glove of Sally James. Another Brisbane corner, that's a lovely delivery. This time does have a dial in. Maybe not even the glove of Sally James in the end. Nonetheless, a deflection. Another Brisbane corner coming right up. This time it's Tish Woods. Little clipped ball in, maybe a bit short. Farley's out to try and steer it back in the right direction for Brisbane. Good hold-up play by Hayashi. Big coming together of Varley and Heyman, and Heyman's definitely got the legs. Maybe not to get past Medwin, however. Well worked, Amy Medwin. And sneaks past Taylor Young as well. Lovely play by Medwin. This time she's had her pocket picked, gives away the foul. Well, Leah Varley is down and hurt. This is not a good sign. Hayley Taylor Young did really well just to regain pole position. Amy Medwin just labouring on the touch a moment too long, and you can see in the background Varley is clutching onto that right arm. And I dare say that came about from a little moment on the ball with her and Michelle Heyman earlier. She looks a little worse for wear, which would not be a great sign for Brisbane Raw's defence. She's been really strong at the back for this three-back that Brisbane have been playing. Started every single game, but does not look comfortable whatsoever. Not entirely clear just yet if she's okay to continue. Well, nonetheless, Brisbane are a player down for this free kick. Bethany Gordon over the ball. Straight into Ashlyn Miller. Grove, if she can get the ball out from under her feet, but that's let down. Now here's a chance for a break. Miller can stride into space, but Anton with the pace. That pass left a little short. Gordon does the tidy up work, and Grove can duck and dive beneath her player. Malone pokes it wide to Wardlow. Consecutive starts for Jasmine Wardlow tonight, the 28-year-old. Just her fourth start for Canberra, but did play last week against Phoenix as well. That possession, well, the lion's share of Brisbane Raw, 63 to 37%. So just over 10 minutes have passed, and it's been quite a flurry of an opening passage, and that's a nice pass out. Here's Woods, almost stopped by Malone. Now Medwin, who's started really brightly, needs a bit of support inside. Again, that battle shaping up really nicely. Beautiful pass through to find the run of Woods in the centering ball too. Well, that's nice play by Brisbane. That might be a heavy challenge. Nothing doing, says the referee. Jansen does not hold back. Now Woods does well on the first time, maybe a little too long on the second. Josie Studer, the American, recycles. Medwin, early ball in this time. Lovely delivery. Daisy Brown maybe just half a step off the pace. And here shouts from the sideline suggesting there was an elbow to the face from Jansen. Well, plenty happening. Vali, there she's on the ball. Return to the field of play, and that's good to see. She's okay to continue. A rare touch for Chloe Lincoln. Spent a long time at Canberra United. Chloe Lincoln now in the Brisbane Roar colours. How about this pass from Bente Jansen? Just splitting Canberra's defence to find Tish Woods. Beautiful ball. Missed the challenge. Heavy across by Jansen. Caught Taylor Young a little unawares. Heyman bearing down, not convincing whatsoever by Lincoln, and a delightful finish to get things underway at Spencer Park. And in her first start of the campaign, it's none other than Sophia Christopherson with a faultless finish. Really lovely stuff from the visiting team. They've pounced on an error. And Christopherson, she makes no mistake. Well, the pass out was poor. It was left a little short by Lincoln. Doesn't think twice. Christopherson lines up the shot and finishes with aplomb. Well, we're up and running in this one. Just 7 appearances off the bench for Christopherson so far tonight. Her first start. The clearance from Lincoln, bobbling. She just gets the ball caught under her body. First goal of the campaign for Christopherson. Nicely done by Studer. Inside pass, neat as well. Brisbane haven't won the last 5 games they've hosted Canberra. United tend to travel pretty well up north. And today it's the 37th meeting between the teams. And over the history of this fixture, it is Brisbane who have the edge. 14 wins to Brisbane, 12 to Canberra, and 10 draws between them. But in the last run of games between these two teams, it is well and truly Canberra who have the ascendancy. Brisbane with a right of reply. In fact, the last time Brisbane Roar defeated Canberra was February 2020, almost 6 years ago. Since then, Canberra undefeated against the Roar. 5 wins, 4 draws. Early goal for Canberra is a good one. Brisbane with a bit of work to do. It is the first time they've met this season, the two teams. The last fixture was about a year ago, early January 2025. Canberra won 2-1 that day. Goals to Michelle Heyman, Emma Robers. And for Brisbane, the retired now, Lainey Freier. Kira Myers working hard to afford her team a corner, maybe a chance to get themselves back on level terms. The last delivery from this side was good quality from Woods. One arm raised. Delivery, the in-swinger to the near post. Out is Sally James. Consecutive corners. Well, good cover by Canberra's defence, and James was out to cover her near post. Fifth corner of the game. Can Brisbane create a little more? Longer this time, and on that occasion, Woods has dragged that one long and wide. To Wardlow. Looking for Olasino, who's carried along by Hayashi. Wardlow's throw. Down the line, clever use of the body by Michelle Heyman. 3 shots for Brisbane, just the 1 for Canberra. 1 and done, thanks to Sophia Christopherson with a really lovely finish. Been a tough year for Sophia Christopherson. She's had to return from injury and really work hard to find her way back into this starting 11, as that ball is just going to run a little too long for Miller. It's Miller who scored the late winner, or the late equaliser, I should say, against City on Tuesday night. Would have felt like a winner for Brisbane. That's a nice touch by Christopherson. Inside to Malone. Comes back from where it came, Grove. That's easily anticipated by Woods. Great vision of the game does Alicia Woods, or Tish Woods as she's affectionately known. Here's Studer. The idea was right. Anton was across to cover for Canberra, well defended. Woods again, here's Studer. Turns inside. She's going to have her pocket picked here. Christopherson has done really well. A little too much body from the American. Josie Studer brings Christopherson to ground. She walks away from the scene of the crime. Is going to get a little talking to and a yellow card from Rebecca Durcal. So into the book goes Josie Studer, the Louisiana Tech student. Well, she's been pretty good up until that point. Just showed a bit too much of the ball to Christopherson, who fought really well. Another free kick, not too dissimilar a position to where the one earlier we saw from Bethany Gordon. Again, the one-player wall, Ashlyn Miller. The last free kick was straight into her. Can Gordon find a little more leverage on this one? Just, but only as far as Woods, and now here's Miller. Robers. Down the line to Heyman. And Mariana Seidel is there and will take the throw for Brisbane. 24 years old, Mariana Seidel, most recently played in the Czech First Division, Slavia Prague. Plenty of experience in this Brisbane side. Experience abroad, less so in the A-League. So 20 minutes have ticked by. Canberra with the lead thanks to a very fine finish from Sophia Christopherson. Brisbane just trying to find their way back into the game. Seidel. Brisbane throw. The ball is crept all the way through to Hayashi, who has excellent vision from long range. On that occasion, doesn't have the leverage. James alert to the danger. Well, last year we saw Momo Hayashi score a couple of absolute bangers from that sort of range. Just caught Sally James slightly off her line. Myers. See the little glimpse, the look up, the eyes. Just a little short through the strike. Jansen. Across a real host of injuries to this Brisbane side at the moment. Of course, we know Tamiki Yallop out with that hamstring. Both Zara Kruger, an ankle, and Bella Hoyos, who hasn't featured this season, but also dealing with ongoing ankle difficulties, and of course Grace Quilamu, who I understand underwent the ACL surgery today, so we wish Grace all the very best in her recovery from that. So digging into the depths of the squad, Alex Smith has had to do. Pass back to James is dealt with really well by the goalkeeper. Brisbane having a little bit more action in the final third. Leah Varley deemed to have carried a bit much through to that challenge, but now looks as though Bente Jansen and Emma Robers have come in the wars. I think both players just going for the ball and seemingly clattering together. Good to see both players back to their feet. Bente Jansen has been a really bright aspect to this Brisbane Roar team. Great recruitment. 26-year-old midfielder Jansen. 6 goals for the campaign. And now quality, most recently playing with Ajax, and you can really see she's super comfortable on the ball. A real playmaker. But for now, it's Canberra looking to add a second. Here's this battle again, Taylor Young and Medwin. Such explosive players, and that touch from Taylor Young. Just taking her a little too far. Just in shape here from Canberra United. Press really high, forcing Lincoln to look long, stopped by Malone, and now Olasino. Nice little reverse ball, anticipated well by Varley. She'll carry. Blocked by Malone. On the yellow card is Josie Studer. Malone's done very well. Needs to pick out a teammate. Looks right to hug the line, and Hayashi can only do so much as clear a bit of space for Woods to kick it out. Almost lost her footing there, Josie Studer. So Canberra, an opportunity to double their lead through a corner. Brisbane have been very good defensively off corners this year, as Becca Durkow just instructs Josie Olasino to bring the ball back just an inch or two. Olasino, the delivery, long and hard. Wardlow was the target and was found as well. Woodwork only denying Canberra a second. Really nice moment there, and nice contact from Wardlow. just drifting, and Wardlow's first to it, and it is indeed off the post. Brisbane haven't conceded from a corner all season, so that would have been a first for them. They actually look square. Here's Studer. Down the line to Medwin. Nice touch inside from Amy Medwin. Now through to Jansen, who almost gave up the chase, knew the pass was just asking a little too much, but the idea was there. Again, Liz Anton's across to cover. She's been sound so far, Anton. Brisbane building. Medwin. Taylor Young sweeps across in front of her. Asking for a goal kick. I think it will be a Brisbane corner. So again, Mariana Seidel on that left boot, so another in-swinger. Their sixth corner of the evening, Brisbane. What can they make with this one? Nice delivery, good ball in, and that's good contact as well. This time it will be a Canberra goal kick. But it was a Brisbane player first to it. A little bit of push and shove in there. You can hear the shouts from the Canberra bench. Brisbane pressing, moving across, putting pressure on Malone. Her pass back to Anton, squeezed through. Nice touches from Canberra. Good movement, Gordon. You heard what she thought about that one. Blocked well by Taylor Young. Hasn't quite come together there for Canberra United.
Within the 18. Once we have the ball.
Medwin's throw down the line to Brown, and she's dispossessed. Across comes Seidel, Varley covering. Studer to Medwin. Well, it's good pressure from Canberra, just closing down the space. See where most of the action is happening there. So James looks to clear and can only find the touchline. Brisbane throw. Miller needs a bit of support. Now Myers. Rovers to beat. Heyman covering deep. They go again. Well worked. Brisbane Raw tries to skip past Heyman. Miller cannot do so. Experienced Michelle Heyman is dropping very deep, and still Brisbane push it down their attacking left-hand side. Nicely worked by Brisbane across. Took a little touch or two on the way through. Studer can drive into space. Medwin tries to help it around the corner. Malone's there. Now Taylor Young. Looking for Christopherson. Studer's got to be careful, nursing a yellow card. Wardlow Pressure coming from Brisbane. Pass down the line. Oh, Malone just ran out of real estate. Jansen can turn and face. The pass across does make it through. Nice little step over, and James is across and down to cover. The pass just crept past Emma Robers and Ashlyn Miller. Little shift of weight. Here's Olasina, nice turn in the middle. Switching the point of the attack. Well done there by Josie Olasina. Now Taylor Young's turn to advance. Blocked by Medvin. Really enjoying these two going head to head. Not giving each other an inch of space to work with. Now we've ticked over the half-hour mark. Still Canberra with the 1-goal lead. Away by Studer. Jansen can drive forward, has a bit of space in front to exploit. Brown to her right, Miller to her left, a bit of space still. Jansen will go herself. Here comes Canberra's defence, and Jansen looks to get the shot away, ran into Liz Anton. Canberra players now retreating, getting their bodies behind the ball. Woods. Wide through Myers. Myers to take on Grove. Does well. Seidel, the pass to Studer, and back through Varley, who is playing that slightly deeper role, just holding down, bolstering the centre of defence, an outlet where needed. Seidel finds Brown. Miller just loses sight of the ball. Back through James. Pressure coming through. James has done well. Here's Heyman. Seidel slips through to Daisy Brown. Back through to Miller. Myers and now Seidel, the left boot. A little too long. Patient build-up by the home side. Just a little bit of quality lacking on that end product. They were patient, knocking it around, recycling it. The idea right from Mariana Seidel. Christopherson releases Grove, who's full of running. Has a little glance up, Sasha Grove. Her cross blocked by Varley, who works hard to keep it in. Nice touches by Leah Varley. She's done very well there. Game just starting to open up here. A lot of space rather between the lines. Gordon, little flick header as Heyman helps that on. In comes Myers retreating to get her body in between, and Heyman's done well to win her side a corner. Well, Kira Myers, an 18-year-old, was just trying to shield that one out. And to Michelle Heyman. 10 minutes to go in this first half. Olasina on corner-taking duties. Ball to the far post. Again, it's Wardlow, the target. Lincoln is up. And she's a little sore here, Jasmine Wardlow. Referee stops us immediately as she's clutching to her head.
Go, come here. Hey, come here.
Well, it looked as though she got clean contact on the header. Oh, she's come down, perhaps just connected with Josie Studer. definitely the target in these corner pieces, and it looks like she might have a little shiner just on her forehead there, Jasmine Wardlow. So a little meeting of the minds at either end inside the last 10 minutes of this first half. Really important for Canberra to hold on to their lead. Really important for Brisbane to try and find themselves one to get back in the game. On the balance of play, they've had more possession, Brisbane, more shots. But it just took one really nice moment from Sophia Christopherson. Wardlow still down. Let's have another look. Just as she comes down, I think she connects with Studer. Nothing in it in terms of malice, but nonetheless, that one hurts. Time for both teams just to have a quick drink, have a quick conversation. It's still 24, 25 degrees at Spencer Park. So warm conditions. Brisbane again with the lion's share of the ball, 162 passes to Canberra's 134. Passing accuracy has increased for both teams. It's a stressed-looking Alex Smith. He spoke throughout the week about how the fast turnaround of games, the intensity has really galvanised his side. And they need that as well as their home fans to help them get back on level terms here with Canberra. Seidel pushes forward. That pass doesn't have the measure.
Roger.
A little glance from Sally James as Jasmine Wardlow returns to the field of play. That's good to see she's okay to continue, and hopefully no further symptoms from that head knock. Little hurry up from the referee. Up comes Hayashi. Beautiful header that. Helped on. Anton sends it back from where it came. Hayashi again. She's done well there, Momo Hayashi, and she's gone to ground, clutching at her face. Play continues. Myers. Comfortable to run at Grove. Pushes inside, and Grove's done well. Gets a good touch. Heyman. Miller now, and Woods. Heyman definitely retreating a lot deeper to get involved in play. Seidel has a lovely left foot. Certainly a right idea from 19-year-old Daisy Brown. Little touch over the top. Robers is across to cover. Myers keeps that in for Brisbane. Since the moment Hayashi was brought to ground, just a little head knock on the way through. Nothing intentional from Olaseno, but that little whack across the back of the head meant Momo Hayashi was a little slow to return to her feet. Good to see she's back out there. Inside the last 5 minutes. Big conversations coming up at half-time as well. Brisbane currently on a 4-game undefeated streak. 3 of those draws, 1 win, but no doubt at home they'll want to continue on with that. Canberra, the response from that loss to Wellington Phoenix, very important for them. Nice ball out to Medwin. Medwin thinks about it on the left boot, but in comes Taylor Young, and into Woods in the same motion. Now Hayashi. Woods pass. It's Taylor Young. A little apology to Tish Woods after that play. Medwin's done very well. Amy Medwin, what can she produce? A beautiful ball. And the arrival of Kira Myers looked like it was on a platter. Really nice moment. Now Woods. She has a bit of time. Whoa! Well, that's not far off. Well, listen to the crowd. Brisbane just starting to flex their muscles. This is really well worked by Amy Medwin. Had a little look, could think about the pass, picked it out really well. Nice touch from Sally James. And that was dipping. Such a technical player, Tish Woods. Heyman and Hayashi. Heyman wins out, helps it on. Now Varley turns out, has Christopherson. She is fast, Christopherson. Varley, good use of the body, just waiting for a bit of support, seeing if she can turn out. Throw the way of Canberra. Up and out by Medwin. Malone. Blocked by Hayashi. Still Malone. Across comes Woods. Medwin looks like she's a bit proppy. In a busy first half down this side of the field. Heyman, first time ball in, is clever. Varley clears, only to Robers, a spinning touch to herself in the end. Grove turns inside, well done there by Olasino. Now Christopherson again, searching for a second or maybe for the run of Heyman. Nice little moment that from Canberra United. Here's Medwin, looks to push it past Taylor Young, but that's really well done there by Hayley Taylor Young. Can barely split those two tonight. Malone, touch back to Christopherson, Olasino. Nice little glance from Heyman, nice turn to Michelle Heyman. Has space in front, but Studer's there. Or maybe a break here for Brisbane. Jansen looking forward. Nice pass as well, picks out Miller. Miller can pick it past Anton. Centering pass is there if she can find it for Brown. Well, it's too easy. A shake of the head, but undoubtedly the ball is in the back of the net. And Daisy Brown, her second of the campaign, and what an important one it is. Well, tireless from Ashlyn Miller. And she did very well to find the free, unmarked Daisy Brown in the centre of the box. A muted celebration from the youngster. But that's a valuable goal. And there's a little smile in the end. All level here at Spencer Park. They're those coach-killing moments late in the piece. And how important Daisy Brown has been in some of these games. Hers, the one goal against Melbourne Victory that led Brisbane to their 1-0 win over the Victory 3 weeks ago. Now Hayashi with space. Christopherson will work hard to retreat. Hayashi does well. Nice pass out wide to Miller. A lot of credit to the goal. Must go to the assist of Ashlyn Miller, and maybe again. But just how quickly that play broke forward. And Canberra were unable to get numbers back in time. In the end, Daisy Brown was standing completely alone. It was a pass, a simple pass to the back of the net. That's well anticipated by Seidel. pushes it past one and then the other. Robers is there. Oh, it's a poor pass from Emma Robers. Hands immediately to her head. 4 minutes of stoppage time. A corner for Brisbane. They've got the momentum at the moment. Woods to take. Long looping ball, and again, just doesn't quite have the dial in on that corner. Tish Woods. Wasted opportunity for Brisbane. She'll know that more than anyone else. Nicely worked by Canberra. As Gordon slowed down only just by Woods. Wardlow. Taylor Young looks forward. Christopherson off the shoulder. Studer, to ground. Here is Studer. And Miller skips past one, but shows too much of it to Olasino. Heavy clash, and a shout you heard the moment Jansen went to ground. Referee is going to call play. Have another look at this. Just that left leg is she's planted in the ground, and it really hurts as Taylor Young has just gone through. The Brisbane bench had been remonstrating earlier for a throw, thinking the ball had edged over the sideline. And so this little break in play may well take us all the way through this stoppage time. Nice little look here. Yeah, really sore for Bente Jansen, who has, well, she's upset, and understandably so, but she has been excellent for Brisbane, not just tonight, but for the course of the season. And a little worse for wear after that contact. So the 4 minutes of stoppage time have elapsed. We'll have a few more seconds, no doubt, just from that little break. Heyman dropping deep. Seidel brought to ground. Gets a little word from the referee. No card produced, and you can hear that question being asked on the sideline.
If you're going to make those accusations, no. Time.
Here's Varley.
Time.
Well, there it is, half-time at Spencer Park. A first start of the season, a first goal of the season for Sophia Christopherson in the 13th minute. And the equaliser was late in the first half. Daisy Brown for her second of the campaign. Plenty to play for, so much riding on this result tonight. But half-time at Spencer Park. It's Brisbane Roar 1, Canberra United 1. There's plenty to enjoy about that first 45 minutes. But this is not one that Chloe Lincoln will want to watch back. The pass back from Studer just got caught under Lincoln's feet, and her clearance landed to the path, the on-rushing Sophia Christopherson. And she hit that really cleanly. This corner off the woodwork from Jasmine Wardlow. A really good moment, Amy Medwin, Hayley Taylor-Young. That battle has been a lot of fun to watch unfold. That one presented very nicely. Brisbane Roar couldn't quite make the most of it. Tish Woods had a fair effort here. But this nice little breakthrough. Jansen, Miller makes the most and does very, very well to square the pass to Daisy Brown, who mysteriously didn't celebrate what was a very good finish. Well, something's left a miss here at Spencer Park. Signs of confusion in the stands, and we'll see if we can get a little bit more about that. But for now, let's have a look at the half-time match stats. Possession in Brisbane Roar's favour, as were shots and shots on target. It was Canberra who broke the seal first, and Brisbane equalised late in the second half. Passing accuracy could do with a little bit of work at either end, particularly with the visiting team. But don't go anywhere. We'll break it all down on the other side of this short break. Welcome back to half-time between Brisbane Roar and Canberra United. Some stars of the future having a kickabout on the field at Spencer Park. 1-1 the score between the two teams today. And ahead of the big blue, we caught up with Melbourne Victory fan favourite Kayla Morrison about some of her favourite A-League memories.
In a team memory, it would be my first year with a brand new group of players at Victory. We won the grand final. That was incredible.
Congratulations to the 2021 champions, Melbourne Victory!
I think it didn't really hit me because I hadn't been in the league. You know, there's girls who've been in 10 years, never won a grand final. So that would be my team one. My personal one would be, I did my knee at Amy Park, and on my return game to Amy Park, I scored a hat trick.
Kayla Morrison perfectly played.
I was really nervous to play at Amy again because in your head you like come up with reasons why you got injured and stuff. So I was really nervous. I remember walking out on the field with all my friends, kind of grounding myself, had no socks on. We just walk out in our bare feet, ground myself into the moment, just be like, you've got this. I am a center back, so I only scored off of set pieces, but it doesn't matter. And then I remember I got the first goal probably within 20 minutes and then scored again and then scored again. And I remember thinking, this is a dream, but I also remember thinking, it's not lucky. Like, you freaking worked so hard to get back to this, went through the hardest year of your life rehabbing, so you deserve this, like, live in the moment. And I remember being so happy.
You see 2 goal scorers from Melbourne embracing there.
It's actually difficult probably for my family to hear this, but I bought a house, I have a partner, a dog, so I think it's home almost forever now.
Jeff Hopkins has done it again.
It probably comes down to Jeff, our coach. He was a center back. He played, you know, for his country. So he's really able to kind of, you know, teach me his ways and the way he's gone about things. So he's really gotten the best out of me when it comes to defending. And then just the team, I feel very valued and comfortable in the team, and that's when you play your best. I want to be the captain when we win the grand final.
Kayla's been our rock this season and she deserves this more than anyone.
The first year I was the captain, but then I got injured, and we ended up winning the grand final. So I want to be the one to walk up with the trophy and hold it in the air. So that is still on my bucket list.
Yes, what a star she is, Kayla Morrison, and what a great human as well. Plenty of fans enjoying what they've seen tonight at Spencer Park. And speaking of, let's have a look at the goals from the first half. A couple of really good finishes. This was the first, and it came from what you'd say is an unfortunate mistake. Chloe Lincoln, the clearance, just got the pass caught under her feet, and the clearance fell all too kindly to Sophia Christopherson, who, by the way, still had a fair bit of work to do to find the finish, but she did so very coolly. This was a well-worked goal from Brisbane. Bente Jansen through to Ashlyn Miller. She poked it forward and found a nice square ball to Daisy Brown. He looked a little disappointed she'd scored, but nonetheless it was a very important equaliser, and that was late in the first half. This is what's happening across the weekend. Tomorrow, Central Coast Mariners up against Western Sydney, Perth Glory, Melbourne City on Saturday night. And then a couple of games on Sunday afternoon. Wellington Phoenix take on Adelaide United. Rounding out the weekend at Big Blue, Melbourne Victory, Sydney FC at the home of the Matildas. Don't miss a minute of these ones. Well, the runway is well and truly coming into view. The Women's AFC Asian Cup is just around the corner. All games live and exclusive on Network 10 and Paramount Plus.
When you unite together for that one goal in the 90 minutes, it's something special.
That is special! Huge moment for the Matildas.
The only place to see the CommBank Matildas and every game of the AFC Asian Cup is on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back to Spencer Park, round 14 of the Ninja A-League. Conversations continuing after the half-time break. I understand Canberra United were locked out of their change room. So they had a little to chat about until they could get in. But they made it in, they've made it back out, and now both teams returning to the field. Big half-time conversations. Subs straight in. We'll see Jasmine Wardlow being replaced by Alex McKenzie, and I dare say that is maybe a little concussion concern given that head knock we saw in the first half. So do hope Jasmine Wardlow's okay. For Alex McKenzie, just her 4th appearance, and we'll have a look. I imagine she'll slot straight back into where Wardlow was in defence. A 23-year-old, capable both in midfield and defence. And a big 45 minutes coming up for both teams. This time it's Canberra United with the kickoff to get things moving in the second half. So second 45 minutes underway. A couple of very good finishes in the first half. One celebrated a little more heartily than the other. Christopherson, her first start of the campaign. She scored in the 13th minute. Daisy Brown late in the piece. A neat pass into the back of the net. Made it look all too easy. Here's early touches for McKenzie. Skipped a little touch past the head of Hayashi, and now Taylor Young. Well, she lashes in a shot. Lincoln keeps a hold of it after a shaky moment in the first half that led to Canberra's first goal. Of course, Chloe Lincoln, formerly of Canberra United, 39 appearances in green for Chloe Lincoln, and confirmation of that substitute, McKenzie replacing Wardlow. Varley, who was busy in the first half as well. Line, a little touch from the goal scorer Brown, but can't surpass Anton. She managed to wrap a boot around it. Taylor Young. Lincoln alert to the danger. Some good encouragement on the sideline. Pass inside to Myers. Pocket picked by Grove. Nice hold up by Heyman. Olasino. Route 1 football over the top, searching for Christopherson. Lincoln is well off her line, clattered into by her own defender. Well, had to get that right. Medwin. Switch of the play to Myers. Just looking for a little too much. He says the ball over the top. Christopherson, we know he's quick. That one hurts. Here's Varley again. Looks to play out through Woods, who gets a very important touch. Studer. Medwin. Good pressure from Taylor Young. Heyman swarmed by Brisbane shirts on that occasion. Hayley Taylor Young. Her pass inside, and Grove's done really well to fashion an opportunity. She just nipped in at the 11th hour. She's got 2 goals for the season so far. And Myers just lost sight of her at the last moment. Such a industrial player, Sasha Grove, but on that time she's left on the turf. Here's Lincoln. Just a moment of indecision. A player that is hurting a bit in confidence at the moment, you'd say, Chloe Lincoln. Here's Gordon. Woods for company. Bethany Gordon pushes it past Tish Woods, brought to ground, a little half shout, but nothing given from referee Durkow. Bethany Gordon already going to ground, it seemed to be on that replay.
Leah, if they're pressing high, tell her to kick the ball over.
Just listening in to Alex Smith there. Looking for the ball over the top if the high press comes on Brisbane's defence, just to turn the Canberra team around.
Touch play, touch play. Chloe, touch play. Touch play, touch play.
That's Grove. Canberra goal kick. So Brisbane still starting with that relatively high line. Brown leading the charge. And she'll just apply the pressure, try and steer Canberra in one direction. Wide to Mackenzie. Looks forward, long, direct. Varley's header. Jansen, pass through is, well, it's a really good idea. Daisy Brown wasn't quite ready for it. Seidel runs into Malone. Bit scrappy these opening few minutes. Now a chance is open for Heyman. Has Christopherson, the goal scorer, the little deflection, steers it wide. Well, that buys Brisbane just half a moment of space. Christopherson still, she's done well. That's just bundled over the line. Well, it looked like it had opened up a 2v1 at the back. Heyman had a decision, went Christopherson off the boot of Varley, which in the end was a very, very important interruption. Here's Lincoln. Long clearance. Mackenzie now has a little bit of time, misses the second touch. Jansen not looking too impressed. Is adjudicated. Yeah, she's a bit late to the contact there. Just a little moment. It's a Canberra United free kick. Anton sends it long, searching. Varley, the target, does really well, Leah Varley. Well, Grove is tugged to ground by Brown. She gave herself up there, Daisy Brown. No need as well, just needed to get her body on the other side of Sasha Grove, but this has presented maybe a little far out for a direct free kick, but the likes of Bethany Gordon, Josie Olasino will want to try and clip this ball in to an aerial target. Jasmine Wardlow off now, off the field of play. She was the obvious target in the first half, but you've got Heyman there, you've got options. Olasino goes direct. Well, tried to catch everyone unawares, the strike rising. Maybe a little moment of indecision. Well, the high line from Canberra. Christopherson on the edge of the 18, as is Heyman. Lincoln goes long. Bouncing header from Brown as she tumbles through. Here's Malone. The pass just edges out. Brisbane throw. Well worked by Brisbane. Kenzie turns into Jansen, but still finds Malone. Now Anton again. 5 fouls conceded by Brisbane, just the one from Canberra. Olasina's touch is good. Malone has a bit of space. Tries to thread through Heyman, but Varley again is across, and she's had a busy night, Leah Varley. Well, plenty of strike force on the bench for Brisbane tonight. Anton has Daisy Brown right on her shoulder. Well done by the New Zealand international Liz Anton. James back to Mackenzie, who has had some busy touches in her first few minutes on the field. Robers, first to it. Has to turn out, go backwards. Mackenzie's pass blocked. Numbers forward here for Brisbane. Jansen, Miller's back inside. Jansen cuts in on her right. Square pass across to Brown, the goal scorer. Almost drops back to Bente Jansen again. Heyman now. Does well to face forward. Just searching for a pass, instead has to concede a bit of territory. Well, much like their first goal, Brisbane, that broke very quickly. It opens up fast. Bente Jansen involved. Ashlyn Miller with excellent work to produce Daisy Brown's first goal as well. Skips through one. Well played, Bethany Gordon. Heyman around the corner. Christopherson can't quite get away from Varley. Sends Grove back. She spins around, Sasha Grove. Another shot on her left boot, just lacking a little. Well, that's better off the boot from Lincoln. Jansen does well to turn and just secure possession. Press pinching in from Canberra, and that out will give Brisbane Roar the opportunity to turn to their bench, and they've got a certain Sharn Freier waiting in the wings. It's the first time she's been on the bench this season. Kira Myers with an important 55 minutes or so. So Sharn Freier, appearance number 11, and the first of those has come from the bench. Well, no doubt she'll be a bundle of energy. Freier, the 9-capped Matilda. Well, a really congested schedule for this Brisbane Roar team tonight. Marks game number 3 in 7 days, and Freier had started those last 2, so perhaps just resting and managing the load of some players. But when you've got the likes of Freier, Stevenson, a couple of creative outlets on the bench for Alex Smith's side. Grove's done well here. Cross comes Tish Woods, and that's a really well-timed challenge. But still, Grove marches on. Now Medwin's across to defend. Grove, a centering ball, and Fry's across doing a bit of defensive work. That's a clever touch from Alex Mackenzie. Here's Gordon, straight down the middle to Heyman, the little flick on. Possession still largely with Brisbane. That ball has gone over the line. Canberra throw. Ball in the hands of Hayley Taylor-Young, who's playing A-League appearance number 80 tonight, somewhat of a milestone for the 23-year-old. All of those in green. What an important part she is of this Canberra United side, Hayley Taylor-Young. So a goal apiece and a sub apiece for Canberra's sub, that one a little more forced through Jasmine Wardlow needing to leave the field of play at half-time. But an attacking change for Alex Smith, bringing on Sharn Freier. That's a nice release pass to find Medwin. Amy Medwin can push into space, has Robers in front, cuts back in on her left. That ball leaves a little to be desired. Olasino wants to turn things back around. Off the shoulder is Heyman. The American Josie Stewart has done really well. Good ball over the top by Olasino. Really transitional these last couple of minutes. The field stretched from end to end. Offside flag raised. Daisy Brown found herself on the wrong side of Canberra's defence. .60-minute mark ticked over. Still a goal apiece. And coming into tonight's game, both of these teams had scored 16 goals. Now they've each scored 17. Canberra with a slightly better defensive record, just conceding the 11 will make that 12. And Brisbane conceding 16 and now 17. Freier retreating. Jansen, switch play. Miller runs into Gordon. Robers is clipped. Christopherson does really well. Nice play this from Canberra. Through goes Olasino to Bethany Gordon. Has a little glance up, has Heyman in the middle. Christopherson at the far post, plenty of Brisbane players behind. Still the delivery. Well, it's anticipated well by Seidel. Again, Gordon, she'll load up. Brisbane's defensive line standing strong. Nice work there by Brown. Now Hayashi to the fresh legs of Sharn Freier. Has a bit of space in front. Taylor Young. Sizes her up. Has a couple of defenders to beat here, Sharn Freier. That's a lovely touch from Momo Hayashi and an even better block by Darcy Malone. Woods still on the attack here. Miller drives into space. Ashlyn Miller takes a little clip on the way through. Anton is first to it. So inside 30 minutes to play. Quick throw, Brisbane. Seidel to Freier. Freier needs a bit of support. Here's Seidel. Shouts for a handball. Freier. Wide to Miller. The cross. Falls a little kindly to Jansen. Oh, she's capable. Capable and perhaps a little too free. She looks a little worse for wear. Sore and tired, but still working hard. And the ball from Ashlyn Miller. Took a little touch on the way through, and Jansen was on the spot. Great crowd at Spencer Park. Little moment of concern for Darcy Malone, however. The 22-year-old is asking for a bit of attention. Oh, it's a great night. Friday night under lights, Spencer Park. They're turning up really well. It's fantastic to see. Players undergoing repair. The Raw Corps, wonderful to see. Out supporting the Brisbane Raw women. Tonight, the Brisbane Raw men doing well as well. Their game tomorrow evening against Adelaide United. Darcy Malone returned to her feet, able to walk off under her own steam, and so play back underway. Ball with Sally James. She looks to play short through Liz Anton. In comes the press from Brisbane, and they've worked that well, Canberra, past the first line of defence. Now to Grove. Down the line to Heyman, but across is Varley again. She was asked about the prospect of coming up against players like Michelle Heyman in a press conference yesterday, and she said playing against Matildas and players like Michelle only makes her better. She's up for the task, up for the challenge, and certainly tonight Leah Varley has proved she is. That pass has worked out very well. Sharn Freier skips past Taylor Young, but she is quick. Freier, decision to make, centering ball, an even better finish. Sharn Freier, the Matilda, whips a shot across the face of goal, tucks it away into the far corner. Well, that's the kind of impact a player of her quality can make, fresh off the bench. That's a delightful finish. It was a great battle, this. Sharn Freier pushing past Hayley Taylor-Young, and not many beat her for speed. But just delayed, thought about the cross. No Brisbane shirts approaching, so went for the shot instead. She put a boot through it as well, just flashed across the goal. Sally James on that occasion could not make a play. Third goal of the season for Freier. That's a big one in the context of the night and of the evening. Three points for Brisbane. Sally James all too cool at the back there. Plenty of football to be played, but a win for Brisbane tonight, depending on the end goal difference, propels them back up into the pointy end of the table. Up in third position, they'll be, should they hold on to the lead. Hayley Taylor-Young, who has worked tirelessly tonight, suddenly facing down the prospect of the fresh legs of Sharn Freier, and Darcy Malone has gone heavily to ground. Now a ball over the top for Miller to chase. Back to her feet, Malone, able just to jog that one off. I wonder if her minutes coming to an end, not due to any performance whatsoever. Malone's been sound this evening, but just a couple of moments in the last few minutes. Sharn Freier tries to push her way through Olasino, can't do so. Malone's pass helped on to Heyman. Heyman square to Robers. In an advanced position, Emma Robers. Grove is not going to give up the chase. Lincoln is out to collect. Good anticipation, Taylor-Young, likewise Seidel. Hayashi can drive into space. Pass to Jansen, stretches the field wide. Up against Robers. And to Jansen, a little touch, a drag over. That's a lovely ball. And Daisy Brown knows as much. Well, changes happening for both teams. The first of those will be Daisy Brown. That last touch could have been a second of the night. Instead will be her last of the evening, replaced by Kaya Stevenson. And as anticipated, Darcy Malone takes her leave to the bench, replaced by Mary Stanich-Floody. So nice little move, this, from Bente Jansen. Daisy Brown's done really well to get up. She's frustrated at none other than herself, but a good night from the 19-year-old. She should be pleased with her performance. And Kaya Stevenson, her 11th appearance, has been involved in all of Brisbane's matches. So Heyman looking to get things moving. The crowd rises with the energy there. 20 minutes remain. Here's Stevenson, her first touch to Gordon. Total shots, well, look at that. 13 the way of Brisbane, 5 to Canberra. Five of those shots on target for the home side, just the 2 for Canberra. Brisbane with a bit of space to exploit. Medwin does well to keep it in, but can only find Robers. Christopherson. Free kick goes Canberra's way. Hayashi's getting a little word. Josie Studer. You just heard referee Rebecca Durkow say to Momo Hayashi that Josie Studer is already on a yellow. So inside 20 minutes to play. Long pass from Anton. One bouncing out. Canberra back home next week against Melbourne Victory. And Brisbane, another home game, the 3rd of 3, up against the Central Coast Mariners next Friday. 7 days rather between games for Brisbane will feel like a little holiday. If Brisbane are able to hold on to this result tonight, because that's a very heavy coming together. Hayashi, heavy contact. Josie Olasino receives a yellow card. Have another look at it. Well, the contact coming through, Hayashi back to her feet. Heyman was quick to have a word with the referee, and Josie Olasino goes into the book. Side, long searching ball. McKenzie. Olasino takes over the top to Heyman. Nice ball from Olasino. Heyman, 1 to beat, now 2, the retreating Brisbane players. Heyman pokes it through. Stanich-Floody, the substitute, does really well. And that's dropped kindly to Gordon. Blocked well. Woods still alive for Canberra. Medwin tidy up duties. Got a really good chance for Canberra to equalise. Lovely turn by Heyman. Pokes it through to Stanich-Floody. Mary Stanich-Floody did very well to cut that back. The shot on target from Bethany Gordon was goal-bound, no doubt. Sienna Dale. Sophia Christopherson, she can be very pleased, very proud of her performance. A goal in her first start of the season. Sienna Dale, her 10th appearance for the team, the 18-year-old, a real live wire. She just spoke throughout the week, Sienna Dale, about learning and growing and being around players like Michelle Heyman. Here she is, Heyman. Little clip through to Stanich-Floody, Seidel's first to it. Bit of energy is just picked up in the game. Grove glances forward. Grove's ball, that's a lovely one as well. Oh, that didn't look too far off. Well, Canberra just starting to take their moments. Spraying balls forward, and Sienna Dale, well, she's so athletic. She done well just to float between the two Brisbane defenders. And it looked like it had squeaked in at the near post. Much to the relief of Chloe Lincoln, it was outside the post. Here's Sharn Freier. This time she is blocked by Taylor Young. Freier, Hayashi. Good defending by Anton in the end. Busy night tonight for Lara Lee, the 4th official. Plenty going on the sideline. Woods, lovely pass to Stevenson. Stevenson traverses, slips it through to Freier. Well done there by Taylor Young. Brisbane might have a bit of a problem with Kaya Stevenson. Must have been just off the ball, perhaps, or after that last pass. Robers with the contact as Stevenson's tumbled to ground. So a little over 10 minutes to play. Interesting to see how Brisbane approach this final passage. Don't miss out. Every Wednesday, Dub Zone chats about everything across the weekend, the games, results, storylines. Well worth a look. Here's Freier. The idea from Miller's right. The execution lacking just a little. She's looked energetic since coming on. Sharn Freier. A throw over, finds Gordon. For the ball, and Canberra can push it away. In it comes again from Seidel. Stevenson back on the field of play. Medwin. Inside to Hayashi. Gordon close by, now releases Medwin. Grove is across. Medwin to Hayashi, but that's well worked by Gordon. Now Heyman. Heyman's pass, intercepted by Woods. Clever from Woods, square ball. Miller covering a lot of ground tonight, Ashland Miller. The ball over the top with Sharn Freier's name on it. On the first time, it wasn't quite dealt with by Canberra's defence. Still, the pressure piles on. Seidel. Not convincing. Stevenson. Olasino. At the moment, anywhere will do for Canberra. Brisbane in the driver's seat right now. Hayashi, lovely weight of pass. Once again, Freier. Cut inside. The first shirt to it is that of a Canberra one, Bethany Gordon. Well, Freier's involved in everything since coming on. The outlet down this left-hand side. That's clever. Olasino has a shirt pulled back. Inside 10 minutes. For the fans at Spencer Park, trying to keep momentum alive for the home team. Action areas, but right now action areas at the feet of Michelle Heyman. There's Miller, Hayashi, she's clipped by Stanic Floody. A little talking to by Rebecca Durkow, and maybe Stanic Floody a little lucky to get away with that one. Definitely late to the challenge. Well, she was run off her feet on Tuesday night, Momo Hayashi. Maybe a little bit of a question mark of if she was even going to be okay for tonight's game, but she has been more than okay. Here's Jansen. Nice little touch, Bente Jansen, that's silky stuff. Well, that would have been a very special finish. Ashland Miller has worked hard tonight. She gives the thumbs up. On a platter, Bente Jansen, little shift of weight, knows exactly what she's doing. Change here for Canberra. Emma Rober's making way. And Emma Hawkins, the American, on for her 11th appearance, involved in every single match for Canberra as well. Mackenzie, up and under, searching for the fresh legs of Hawkins. Free kick goes Canberra's way. Taylor Young busy in the first half with Amy Medwin. Equally so late in this half with Sharn Freier. Good chance for Canberra, Olasino. The ball straight, a little direct. Lincoln is out. Taylor Young tries to find a header back from where it came. It was a good punch in the end from Lincoln. It had to be. Had committed, surrounded by Canberra players. Canberra's corner, looping, up and under. Free kick does go the way of Brisbane Roar. Chloe Lincoln was asking the question. Hayashi over the top again. Freier, the intended target. Taylor Young to beat. Well, just clearing for distance at this point, Canberra United. Sienna Dale, a willing runner, rather. Saddles pass over the top, a little slip, but Freier's there. She has Jansen centrally if she can find her. The block from Mackenzie. And the vicious spin. Covered at the near post by Sally James. Well, it's just opening up more and more for Sharn Freier. She's working so well down the left-hand side. Well defended by Alex Mackenzie. Inside the final 5 minutes of regulation time. Medwin, what a night she's had. Hawkins. Hayashi's there, a little awkward. Studer will clear for distance. Grove to move things quickly. Stevenson. Miller can't correct her feet. That's a nice turn by Olasino. Tracy Olasino runs into a few too many Brisbane players, and Woods has done very well there. What a night she has had as well, Tish Woods. Miller, if she can find Jansen, she can. The head's back, Bente Jansen. Still plenty of work to do here. Miller in the middle, Freier at the far post. Gordon's done incredibly well.
Chloe, 5 minutes, right?
Big 5 minutes. Can Brisbane hold on? Jansen's run off her feet. Hawkins not happy about the outcome. Jansen slow to return to her feet. Medwin. Inside to Miller. These two have worked well tonight. Grove hustling hard. Jansen takes a little deflection. Busy first half of corners. Less so in the second, Brisbane. But inside the final few minutes. Again, it's Mariana Seidel across to take that left boot, the in-swinger. Riley hasn't come up this time, holding her ground back in defence. A bit more cover for Brisbane. Seidel's corner. It's not the first time we've seen it tonight, and not just from Mariana Seidel. Brisbane players not quite having the measure right on their crosses for corners.
Stop dropping! You can't kick the hard!
Hayashi. Woods streams through. Oh, it's smooth by Tish Woods. Now Kaya Stevenson. Lovely centering pass. If a Brisbane player can make it, first to it. And it is in the back of the net. It's coolly done. And it's a deserved goal, you'd have to say, for Bente Jansen. The pressure, unrelenting. And the class and quality of the finish from Jansen was really pretty to watch. Brisbane with a buffer. Smooth work from Tish Woods, Kaya Stevenson, and it wasn't dealt with by Canberra's defence, and time stood still and walked onto the end of it. Like a training ground move, a pass into the back of the net. Her 7th goal of the season, Bente Jansen. Well, she's proving her worth at Brisbane, and didn't the home crowd love it? Well, contact direct from her own player. Tish Woods smacked into ground. Well, it's a big, big result for Brisbane. 3 games in 7 days. This, the 3rd. Tired legs. A squad that's been rotated. Freier off the bench. Stevenson off the bench. And that is so well worked by Seidel, who has been on for the entire game. Good strength, Olasino. The Americans come into arms in Ashlyn Miller and Josie Olasino. Confirmation there will be 5 minutes of stoppage time added to the end of this one. 5 minutes for Canberra to try and find an answer. And they need 2 of them. Bethany Gordon, her delivery. Good, into a dangerous area. Plenty of bodies around. Hooked away by Brisbane's defence. McKenzie. Back to Grove. Well, that goal's given Bente Jansen a bit of life. Sienna Dale, she's quick. Out comes Varley. Olasino, she'll try herself. Will time the enemy for Canberra. But Spencer Park rising to the occasion. And this great for the home crowd, the locals. Did look like it had gone over the line. Brisbane home again in their next game. And you'd imagine the fans are going to show up in droves, if not already. Tonight has been a lovely turnout. You can hear them. Heavy shoulder through from Heyman, blocked into Varley, who has been in the wars tonight. Hasn't she been immense? Olasino. Medwin. Tough clearance, not dealt with. Studer. Holding on to a yellow card for most part of the game. Josie Studer has done very well. 3 minutes remain, a little under. Canberra throwing everything they have. Canberra throw. Freier's done really well. Nice footwork by Sharn Freier. Does get the free kick. Well, she'll just slow things down here. There's another change coming the way of Brisbane. Bente Jansen. And another excellent performance for Brisbane Roar. Replaced by Ava Piazza. Piazza, who started on Tuesday night on the bench this evening, now on for her 7th appearance, the 20-year-old. And about 90 seconds just to see out this result. No doubt. Brisbane just going to slow things down here as much as they can, down to the corner. Free kicks doing Canberra no favours. Just a little too reckless through the back there, Alex McKenzie, and again Brisbane will just chip away the time. Well, the Brisbane faithful are requesting one more goal. Brisbane's free kick. And they go to the far post. A bouncing one past Sally James. Harmless in the end. Smiles from Sharn Freier. Hawkins inside to Anton, who's pushed forward. Freier retreating. Grove. Just holding on now, Brisbane. Final moments, more or less, in the hands of the referee. There it is. It has been a long 6 years between wins for Brisbane Roar. But they've finally done it. The last time they defeated Canberra was February of 2020. But they now go 5 games undefeated. They grab a crucial 3 points as they roar back into the top 6. A positive response from the home side. Going down in the first half to a very good Sophia Christopherson finish. Daisy Brown with a response in the first, and then the second half, a well-managed game. Leah Varley everywhere for the Roar this evening. But full-time at Spencer Park, it's the home side, Brisbane Roar 3, defeating Canberra United 1. Well, plenty to talk about in the end. This was the start that got Canberra up and running. Came from an error at the back. Chloe Lincoln disappointed. But it will be a highlight for Sophia Christopherson to watch that one again and again. She hit that so sweetly.